Hi guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, I'd like to say a special thank you for joining this family. On this channel I talk about mainly insurance, but on the flip side I do talk a bit about my private life. But I try to talk a bit about my private life, about social issues and anything that's interesting, so that I don't bore you so much with education. I just want to make the channel a little bit fun. So on today's episode, actually, I want to talk about something that I heard today that has got me thinking. Okay, I don't know, you can also share your views in the comment section, but I want to ask a question first. Why is it that a lot of corporate women, especially those who have reached a certain level, find it difficult to find partners who would complement them? Why is that? This is not to say that I'm talking about myself anyway, but if you want to say it's me, fine, you can say that. But I know that I'm not the only one who kind of struggles with this. I am back to being single. I'm not going to explain, no, but I'm back to being single, and let it rest. Okay, let it rest. Let it rest. But anyway, let's talk about why a lot of women, especially the alpha females and the femme fatales, women who are actually winning, not just, I'm not talking about anybody, but women who are quite polished. They know what they want, they're winning in their career, they're calling the shots, they're bringing in money, that kind of thing. Why do they struggle with finding the right guy to complement them? Why? Are we disrespectful? Really? Like, do we demand too much? What is the problem, ladies? Anyway, so this got me thinking, right? Even if I should use myself as an example, one of the reasons I struggle to find a partner that would complement me is the fact that maybe I expect too much from them, honestly speaking. Maybe I expect too much from the partners I have been with, or finding somebody who is not just in for your money, but in to actually be with you, like really stick with you, come what may. So one of the reasons I was speaking to a friend of mine, and one of the reasons he gave was that most of us women are quite argumentative, like women in this category. Not just, I'm talking about a certain class of women. Lexi, can you excuse me, please? Get down. I've told everyone you are respectful. Please, get down. Okay, I love you too. Get down. Get down. So one of the things that my friend told me was that most of us women are quite argumentative. Okay, and yes, a lot of us are quite argumentative because we don't know when to draw the line. Okay, so you go to work and you have to argue your way out, in every situation. You have to make your point known. Your point has to be accepted. You have to convince them that your point is what should be accepted. And we don't know when to draw the line, so we try to bring it home. And when you bring it home and the man you have in the house is not one who is a leader, it's not one who allows you to naturally be soft, then it becomes a problem. Because then it's like an alpha female dating, or in a romantic relationship with a beta male. It's just not working. So everything you do is like you offend him. You understand? Everything the woman is doing is an offense to him. So that is one of the things I have personally noticed. And the second thing I noticed is that, like, in my situation, I want to be able to look up to the man because I'm already going up. and I want my husband or my partner to be like a role model to me, he has to be someone I come to for an advice, or he has to be someone I can come to, like I need to be able to cry on his shoulders, go to him. Maybe I'm having some challenges in the office, and then I call him, babe, can you do this guy? And then he has a network, he has the money, he has the connections, he's going to be able to pull strings for me. That's where I can relax in myself and be a princess or a queen or whatever I have to be. Otherwise, you're always on edge. If your man is not able to pull his weight like you, the woman, is like every time you're on edge. Now, most of the women who are in my category, who are even married and trying to hold the marriage, they're trying. It's like the marriage itself is hanging on to some string that if you don't take it, it's just going to all fall apart. And these women are giving their 110% in the relationship. They're doing everything from paying school fees, paying house rent. It's a 50-50 thing. And for me, 50-50 never works. Like, I can try, if I see that you have potentials, but now I've been there and I know that it doesn't work. See, you don't go by potentials. No. If you see somebody and the person has potentials, okay, let's be friends. Let's just be friends. When you get there, then we can come to you. It's just like business. If you don't have the money, I'm sorry, we can all work with you. But when you're ready, you have the money, then we can do business. I can sell insurance to you. Because if I come to you and you tell me, I don't have it, but I need it now. You see? This just dropped. I don't have the money, but I need the insurance now. So can you do something about it for me? I'll tell you, hell no, I cannot do anything about it. So you wait. When your money is ready, then we can talk business. It's just the same thing. Okay? When somebody has potential, sis, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah? He's still going to, especially when someone who has potentials and is just a talker or a dreamer. They're just dreaming. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And in 6 months' time, I should be able to have done this and this and that. They're able to say all of these things. They build dreams for you. Like, they carry you along. You understand? You build castles in the air. And then when the time comes for them to, put 2 and 2 together to actually, make the thing happen, they back down. They just chicken out. And then it makes you look like some fool. You understand? So for me, potentials now, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So if you have it, then that is fine. Then we can talk some more. But if not, you keep them at arm's length, so that maybe when it gets better, then you can consider. But otherwise, for me, no. And another thing I noticed is the fact that most of these women are they're empowered, to be honest with you. We are empowered, right? And we are so confident that it scares the men. Okay? So I always tell my friends that we're always trying our best to empower ourselves and all of that. But are the men doing the same? No. So very few men are alpha males. They have their finances in order. They have their health in order. They have their businesses in order and all of that. Very few of them. To make a woman have to relax, to make a woman, fall into herself and just relax. Very few men. The rest of them are just hustlers. To be honest with you, they are just hustlers. They are just hustlers, okay? So that's not to say we don't respect the hustlers. Very few of them are, okay? So I think that most of these young men are not really empowered for women of our caliber. See, it is quite different to see somebody like me. Let me use myself as an example. It is quite different to see somebody like me and say, I think I can have this girl. That is just one thing. And actually being with me in real life is a different thing. because I will challenge you. The mere fact that I go out to buy groceries and I'm spending, see, let's even forget groceries. I just go to the salon for my hair, my own hair, my natural hair, and I'm paying more than a little over 1,000 cedis just to groom myself, just to relax my hair, groom my nails and all of those things. And I'm spending that amount of money on myself. So when you see my natural hair, when you see my hair itself, it's embraced now. But when you see my hair, it is very, yeah, you could tell that I have invested in this hair. And I go with a guy and I'm paying, okay? I'm just counting the money and putting it on the counter. I mean, who wouldn't be intimidated if they cannot afford that? Let's be honest with ourselves. It's going to scare any man. If you come to my house and you see where I live, that alone is scary enough. And so it makes you now want to be with you don't want to date down. Basically, you wouldn't want to date down. And even if you were to meet anyone, okay, my camera is really messing up. But even if you were to consider, to be a little considerate, to go for someone whom you think has potentials, for now, let's say has potentials, you have to ask yourself if that person is even empowered to be with someone like you, because those two are quite different. They are quite different because it is not enough to say that, oh, I want this woman, I want an empowered woman, I want a confident woman, I want a woman who is a corporate person, who is bringing in money so that we can share some of the bills. In real life, such women are really strong-headed. We are really strong-headed. Okay, the same way we're able to manage to bring ourselves up, it was through critical thinking, tough decision makings, so many nights of tears and laughter and all of those high and low emotions. So a lot has gone into making this person who they are. And if you sit there and you think that you can just date someone like that, it is quite difficult. Very difficult. So it's you guys who just dream about being with somebody like that without really knowing the person. Nah. And one of the challenges I have noticed that a few of the people I know have done is to overcompensate. I always talk about this thing with my friends, that we have to be careful we do not overcompensate. Okay, because we have heard so many stories of failed relationships. If you don't take care, you keep counting the bodies like, okay, okay. You keep counting them. But we have heard all of these stories, and so we don't want to be part of any failed relationship. Okay, so if you do not take care, you may be forced to overcompensate. So I know someone who would take their salary at the end of the month and come and give it to the man. I mean, we've heard so many stories like that. They take their salary because they want to be good wives, submissive wives. You take your money and then you come and give it to your husband, or you have a joint account with your husband and he's barely bringing any income in there, yet he takes more than he's supposed to. I mean, obviously it's not going to work with any woman who is quite an alpha female or someone who is a top-notch person, of that sort. It is very difficult. Most of these young men are really not empowered enough. They think they are, but they're not really empowered enough and really built for women of our caliber. Because, see, they are intelligent. They're extremely intelligent. They are quite possessive because they have to, they come into a place and they take charge. You see, they possess everything around them. This is how we are. They are quite domineering. So if you're not a leader who is confident in yourself, who is has things going well for them, it will be very difficult to tame women like us. It will be very difficult to tame women like us. And especially beta males do not really go well with the alpha females. Let's be honest with ourselves. They do not really go well with them. Okay, so another thing I want to discuss is this 50-50 thing. these men should understand that most of us women in this category, we don't do 50-50. If you give us an opportunity to do 50-50, heck, we are going to discuss everything 50-50 with you. Every damn thing would need to be discussed with us, because if I am paying money, I should be in the know. If there's anything, you have to give me feedbacks. You have to give me reasons. You know, if something is not going well, I would ask questions. I love to ask questions. You get it? Because how can I be paying children's school fees? I cannot be doing 50-50 with you on our children's school fees, and then you get to decide where they can go to school. How can I be bringing groceries to the house and then you cannot cook? One of my friends would always say that you cannot have a corporate woman and keep her as a traditional wife. A corporate woman and a traditional wife, they don't go together, because what time am I even closing from work to come home and come and cook when I can afford to have a maid, or I can afford to have a house help? Why? Please. And especially when I'm bringing in money just like you are, and we're doing everything 50-50, I have to bring my bit of the 50, so I have to stay at work late and do all these deals and whatever to bring in the money, and then I have to come home again to come and cook. Otherwise you will not eat. You that you are hungry. No, that only tells me that you are a lazy man. Because if you want to have a home cooked meal, then you should let me stay home. I should just be a housewife. Okay? I should be a housewife, and then I can stay home and cook all the home cooked meals for you, all the fresh foods. I can do all of that for you. But if you enjoy seeing your woman, you know, dressed up in her makeup, on her phone, her laptop, she's doing some business, and I know some of the guys enjoy seeing me, you know, like dressed up as corporate and all of that. Okay, that alone is a turn on for them. So if you see me dressed up like that, you don't expect that I will always have time to cook for you. Yes, we can reach a compromise. Okay, so days when I'm not able to do it, you don't get so offended by it. But if not, then I am sorry. So in most cases, we come back and they bring us home. We are not able to meet up. Okay, we are not able to do that. So as I'm closing this conversation, I hope that it doesn't end here, and anybody who watches this video, I mean, the discussion goes on. It should go beyond just watching the video. We should be able to reflect, understand why things are not going the way it's supposed to, and then we can adjust if we have to, or if you think that adjusting will be better for you, especially the married ones. You come to a compromise, or for us, the single babes, yeah, we have to re-strategize. For me, I think that I want to take a break. Yeah, I actually want to take a break from dating, because I'm still, that's something I am praying about. So okay, so I'm gonna let this be my closing remarks. It's a remarks, whatever. But I'm taking a break from actively dating. I just want to focus on a few businesses. I'm still nursing a new company. I recently registered a new company. I'm still nursing it, and I want to see how far I can go with it. So for now, I think that I would just have to rest a bit on all of these things, because for me, if you're not like some well-connected, well-educated, you know, well put together kind of man, someone who is confident in themselves, they will not be controlling, because they understand that I'm a corporate woman. They understand that what I do, I'm into sales, I'm into attending to clients all the time, and that I may have one client or the other trying to hit on me, you know, that kind of thing. And they should be able to trust that I've got this, okay? I know exactly what I'm doing and all of that. So until I have found someone like that, I think I'll just have to trust God, basically. Yeah. Right now, God is my boo. Like, but anyway, I think that we'll just have to rest, take a rest, you know, relax and re-strategize, basically. Just re-strategize. But I hope that this conversation is continued, and most of these women who are already in relationships like that, who are suffering quietly, look, it's not worth it. I'm not saying that divorce is a good thing, but if you're with a man who is not pulling his weight, dude, just quit, because Ghana is already tough, okay? Ghana is already tough. So for you to have to bear all the burden, you can't even be soft in peace. Lexi, you're pushing me. You can't even be soft. Can you imagine? You can't even be soft. Every time you are stressed, your skin looks bad, you're breaking out, you get hormonal. I mean, like, you can't even enjoy life because the little money you get, there is so much pressure on that little money. Every little thing, there's so much pressure on it. And please. Okay, so if you're already in that kind of thing, I share in your sentiments, but please, right now, marriage has just become some way. Ghanaian men. Most Ghanaian men, dear. Never. No. I think in my whole life, I've met just a few men who have actually shown to be, you know, like really great guys. Yeah. I think that if you have anything to share, maybe you should put it in the comment section. I am wearing Akosia Kanga again. You have to patronize my girl. She's on the North Legon or Agboba stretch. Akosia Kanga. She's on all the social media platforms. Just search for her and she would hook you up. Anyway, so I will see you guys soon. Peace out.
I get to go to the prom, whatever it's called, with the cheerleader, the head cheerleader. She's the hot girl. I'm the king of the high school. That's great. At that point, when we're both 18, we assort on our mating value. Now let's fast forward. 10 years later, the hot cheerleader is now finishing her 3rd year in neurosurgery. Yes? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of hot, pretty smart looking male doctors. The hot quarterback, when I was 18, has become fat. He's lost his hair and he's consistently unemployed and shows no interest other than playing video games. So what's happened? When we first met when we were 18, our mating values were the same. But now hot cheerleader has become neurosurgeon. Her score has gone really up. Hot quarterback is now a degenerate. Now there's a huge difference in our mating scores. That's going to put a huge stressor on our marriage. So one of the things I argue in the happiness book is, yes, make sure to meet someone who matches you in your mating value and work hard at making sure that you stay at the right mating value. Once we get that divergence, I'm predicting divorce.
Okay, it's super interesting. The question that springs to mind is, as men and women age, who tends to drop in their desirability score?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay, you want me to answer it because then I can get the hate mail. No problem.
No, but I asked that as well because there's clearly some data on who's asking for the divorces, who's initiating the divorces, who's cheating the most.
So women are overwhelmingly the ones to instigate a divorce.
Yeah.
That's true. Although from a strict evolutionary perspective, the mate value, all other things equal, mate value of men goes up with age, mate value of women goes down with age. Now, here's how you reduce your chances in the mating market if you're a woman. You ready? Of course, just aging. Yes, number one. Number two, if you're tall. That's a death blow. Why? Because it's not that women want only tall guys, because then all the other guys we would have been twiddling our thumbs in frustrated celibacy. But women want a guy who's taller than them. That's what's guaranteed. There was actually a study done a few years, or many years ago now, where they looked at 720 actual couples. Guess how many violated that norm? Women taller than men out of 720.
I don't know.
One
out of 720.
One, right? So women, it's a non-starter that a woman doesn't want a shorter guy than her. She might, Lionel Messi is my height, but he's Lionel Messi and he found a gorgeous woman who's shorter than him, right? But what you don't want, now, if I'm a 6'1" woman, now, of course, there are still 6'2" and taller men, but just statistically speaking, we've just shrunk the possible pool. There's a gorgeous guy, super handsome, very funny, very educated, who's 5'8", but I'm 6'1". I tower over him. If I wear heels and I add another 4 inches, he becomes my son.
Well, this all brings to light something else which has been discussed a few times on this show, which is, if we said there that men's mate desirability score stays pretty consistent, all goes up unless they do something very bad. But the kind of inverse conversation there is that women's desirability scores are now higher than ever when they're younger than ever.
Yeah.
So you've got, and I believe from what I've been told that the male's desirability score is now lower than ever. If we think about income,
across age groups,
in the lower age groups.
Okay.
So if you think about income differences, if you think about educational differences, who's graduating from college, who's smarter, and all these kinds of things, because of the very important changes that have happened in society, men and women are getting closer and closer to parity here.
Yeah.
Which means that someone on the podcast described it to me as the tall woman problem, but it can also be described as the small man problem.
Well, and it's small and tall. I was going to finish that earlier.
Yeah.
It's not just the height.
Yeah.
So I said death blow would be you get older, you're tall, and you're very educated. So if you are a 38-year-old, 6'2", PhD from Stanford, and you're a woman, good luck. Why? Because number one, I've gotten older, so there's a smaller pool, right? Number two, I'm tall. I want a taller guy. Number three, when I'm a PhD, I'm a woman now. When I'm a PhD, I want a guy who is as educated and accomplished as me or more. So now I need to find a 6'4" guy who's also a PhD, right? Here's the paradox, by the way, that people don't realize. People think that, the reason why women always desire high status guy, this is bullshit, it's not true, is because historically they have been dominated by the patriarchy. So they sought that which they didn't have. And that's completely falsified by the fact that very high status women actually insist more on the guy being higher status. So for example, if I am a neurosurgeon and a diplomat and I'm a woman, I don't say, now that I have all that I need, let me look for the illiterate 17-year-old cabana boy who can't read 3 words, because that's what I want. No, she insists more on the guy meeting her or higher in status. So if I'm older, tall, and super educated, it's a death blow.